This is episode 8 of Everything in Moderation. It's election time, everybody. Who wants to get us started on the upcoming week? It's going to be a doozy.
Well, let me ask you guys this. Are you guys doing anything for election night?
Crying.
Studying.
Yeah, probably doing homework or some shit.
I'm going to be crying.
Dude, I don't like. I would say I think it's going to be like dragged out over the whole week or whatever, but that's only if it's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be Biden by a lot.
Really? Why do you think that?
The same thing about Hillary.
No, I don't think so. But dude, the thing is, Trump has to win so many swing states that like, and even like the swing states that like he's been winning, like they're still like dropping down, like even less percent chance to win. So I don't know. I don't see it being that close. I feel like everyone kind of just wants to like have like a normal president.
Fair. Luke, anything to say?
I think I think people are expecting like us to not know the winner for like a month and a half, but like most of the I feel like the numbers are like you said, it's either going to be a landslide one way or another in like most of the states where we're going to be getting like the electoral. I think some of the swing states may take a little longer to get the numbers in, the complete numbers, but like for the ones we already know, like that they're going to be over and the electoral votes are going to be assigned pretty quickly.
Sean?
Well, for the sake of not going along with what everyone else said, I'm going to say Daddy Trump somehow wins this election, even though I voted for Biden.
You just called him Daddy Trump.
I did call him Daddy Trump.
No.
Hey, yo.
I love the stuff that this man does on social media. It's electric. I love having it in my life. It's always something that I can make a joke about. So,
but dude, that's another thing. I feel you would have voted for Trump in 2016, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of people who are like voted for Trump and like aren't voting for him anymore too.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone was really like, yeah, like Trump did a great job. I'm going to vote for him now and didn't vote for him last time. Like you're either for Trump or you're not.
Honestly, realistically, I don't think he's going to win a single big state.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Really?
Although, yeah, see, I don't agree with that.
Like betting on it, like the election and stuff like that. Iowa, he's up in Iowa, but there's 6 electoral votes, so that's something to keep an eye on.
Dude, I think you guys are expecting it to be way more of a landslide than it really is. I think you guys are gonna be like pretty much. I think you guys are gonna be pretty surprised at how the electoral votes are gonna be distributed. I really do.
I think it's gonna be pretty.
It really matters unless
I think like Trump Hillary was a blowout. This is gonna be more contentious.
Oh,
bro, yeah,
he popular votes.
What election were you watching?
Bro, he won like so early. He won like with like
I think he had like 40 more electoral votes than Hillary did.
It wasn't decided until like 4 a.m. that morning.
What?
Yeah, it took a while.
Let me look this up again.
Share your screen when you can.
Like he did better than they thought he was going to. Like I think it started like halfway through the night. They were like, "Oh my God, Donald Trump's actually doing kind of good," and then it turned out he kicked their butts.
Luke, what are you saying?
Bro, Hillary won like 20 states.
Yeah, but what stage?
Yeah.
Dude, like the north, like California, like bro, it was literally like, hold on.
Dude, Hillary literally won the popular vote. Like, how are you saying this
wasn't a election? It was 306 to 232.
304.
There's electoral votes. I would say that's a blowout.
That's a fucking blowout.
It's 304 to 227.
Dude, what's the big difference? It's 300 to 200. It's a blowout. What election were you guys watching?
Dude, but
I wasn't really watching the election. I didn't care about politics back then.
What'd you say, Eric?
It wasn't decided until like later than like they usually decide the election.
Yeah, no one gives a fuck about that. It doesn't matter. But the big thing is here, I think it's gonna be much closer than what is that, 70 whatever electoral vote differential.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think it's gonna be more contested. I think it's gonna like if you were to watch it closely, I think you'd be like on the edge of your seat more so than just watching it go red, 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 red. Oh, there's blue, red, 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 like that in 2016.
I was gonna say that I was gonna say that we would maybe do like a live show for that, but chances are we probably won't know the winner that night. So there's no.
Oh yeah, 100%, probably not.
And
I will be watching with my roommates.
I will watch too, but
A lot of fun
I-
that night.
it's over when someone concedes, like, correct?
Yeah.
So I
someone hit
think
the
that even if Trump is losing by so much, he's gonna be like, the comeback is real. Like, we're gonna come back.
There's no way he concedes the election. It doesn't matter if he wins one state. He's not going to concede until he like loses.
I
Yeah.
don't think he's gonna concede ever.
Has anyone
Gonna
ever
say that
conceded?
Russia
I
rigged it.
far left, radical beliefs, radical views, and I do not agree to give him the presidency.
Has anyone ever conceded in the history of the election?
Yeah, Hillary. I mean, like, I think everyone
Every
concedes.
president ever.
Yeah, every president concedes.
Oh, you have to?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, I
it's
didn't know that.
Have to.
courteous, I guess.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
I didn't know
courteous,
that.
It's not required.
Yeah, otherwise it's just like to be for like the timeliness of the election, you know, like if you just kept dragging it on, like people like wouldn't know where they stand like for days.
Oh yeah,
Which would leave our government very vulnerable too, in a way.
candidates
I mean,
sometimes
he's still the
refuse to
president, no
concede
matter
defeat.
whether or not he
Yeah.
wins on election night anyway. So
Yeah, but there's just that uncertainty too, which just we don't need more of.
Yeah, dude, especially in the stonks, bro. I'm just watching them tank.
Red.
Yeah,
Times will
the
always
bat-
prevail though.
the time in the market versus timing the market.
Yeah, but if you time the market, then you could make some good money.
Yeah, Eric loves trying to time the market.
Trading options and shit.
But yeah, no, I think it's gonna be pretty close. Closer than a lot of the news sources are expecting it, and closer than probably most people are expecting it.
So I wanted to take a segue into a question of like, what does a Biden America look like? Like, what issues would he tackle first? Like, what do you think is going to happen in like the first 100 days? Anyone want to get started on that?
Yeah, I don't think he would do much. I think he kind of just wants to.
your first 100 days are the most important. He has to.
I think he wants to kind of return to the status quo.
So what would the status quo be?
Whatever it was like before Donald Trump. Because I think he's kind of running on like, yeah, like I'm a normal human being. And it's like, we'll make life normal again.
Is he going to just get rid of coronavirus the second he's in office? It's just going to disappear?
Yeah. It's a Democratic hoax, dude. Don't you remember? Come on.
Well, I don't know what he's talking about getting back to normal until he gets rid of coronavirus.
That's what he's saying.
Well, I think that the first thing that he would do, nationwide mask mandate. I think that he pretty much said that he was going to do that. So you could expect that if he wins.
Can he do that legally?
I guess so.
I don't think he can.
It's a public health issue, I guess. So like,
Yeah, but it's a state issue, not a federal issue.
yeah, I think that
Out for us.
what?
How has that worked out for us, given the states all the power to handle a pandemic?
It's not whether or not it's worked. It's whether or not he can legally tell the states what to do in their own state.
Yeah, but it's like a time of emergency.
Doesn't matter.
No, definitely different rules.
So
And this is why we disagree. Right here, viewers, this is why we disagree.
Dude, everyone should just wear a mask, bro. It doesn't matter.
I agree with you. I'm arguing the legality.
Fuck the legality, dude.
No.
Come on, man. Here's the thing. Wait, but did you guys see how many people went to Halloween?
Yeah,
I can't even imagine.
Halloween, I went out. It was so
bro,
much
dude, I can't wait, bro. The college numbers are gonna spike so bad.
It's gonna be absolutely outrageous.
Dude, if
Bro,
they close
Halloween
my-
was so much fun. Y'all should have come.
if they close, dude, I'm gonna be so pissed. Literally so fucking pissed.
Who's gonna close? New Jersey is closed.
No, like any of the colleges. Like if colleges start closing, then every other college is gonna start following suit.
I mean, to be honest, like I'm online next semester, so it doesn't really affect me. Either
Yeah.
way. My institution went after it, like they're taking it super cautious.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the race issue?
I think he'll be effective in that for like a couple months, and then people will realize that he has nothing to do with the municipal police departments, and it's not going to change anything, and then this will restart.
So that was actually going to be my question. What would he actually do? Like, what do you think he would actually do?
I think his main thing is going to be that tax plan that we broke down.
No, in terms of the race.
Oh, I think he's going to admonish the different police groups and ask them politely to change what they're doing, but I don't think he has any real power to actually do anything about it.
Dude, what about like the whole defund the police thing?
I mean, he
He's
said that
not-
he didn't support that.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, do you think that's gonna, but like, that's kind of like what a lot of like liberals like want. So do you think that's gonna, like him not accepting that is going to increase his, like his liked rating, or is it gonna affect it negatively or not at all?
I don't think it's going to matter.
Um,
I mean, I guess that.
Eric, I can't see you, but I know you have something to say about this.
I'm lagging hard. Basically, what I was gonna say is, I think that I don't think he wants to defund the police. I think you guys hear me?
Yes.
Mhm.
barely.
Yeah.
I think he wants to reform the police, but I don't I don't think he has much power to do that. I think that his main thing is gonna be to not kind of like, I don't even know what the word is, like put fuel on the fire,
Militarized.
put like fuel on the fire for the race issue.
Oh, okay.
The current president is doing.
I feel like so like people are like saying, but I feel like there's also like a lot of like people that don't like agree with that are affected by the issue of like police brutality, that don't agree with what like a lot of liberals are saying, and I still feel like there's still going to be like that like divide. Like there are people that like that are still affected by like the same groups that are affected by this, that they're fighting for, that are just like no, like we don't want to defund the police, we don't want to do that. And I know Biden's not saying that, but I'm saying that I know Biden's not saying that, but I think that it's just, you're still always gonna have these two like warring groups that are never gonna like what.
First of all, when people say defund the police,
Bro, I know what they mean. I know what they mean, Eric.
Like anyone who wants that is
Eric, you have to explain this every time I say defund the police. I know what they mean. I literally know.
Was it Portland or Seattle that defunded their police by like a crap load?
It was like Minnesota.
That's what it was. Minneapolis. Yeah, they're suing the police now for not protecting them enough. Because who could have guessed that when the police had less money and less resources, that they wouldn't be able to do as much?
Dude, in and of itself, taking money away from the police isn't going to do anything unless you take that money and spend it on things that will actually like help. That's what everyone's missing here about the defund the police thing.
But I'm not
defund the police and give money to social programs. It's not just, oh, no police, everyone kills each other.
I'm not talking about this issue though. I'm talking about how Biden's approach is going to affect the racial issues in America. I'm not talking about whether or not defunding the police is good or bad for like the way police is controlled. I'm wondering about how that's going to affect people's opinions of Biden's presidency.
Well, Biden said he didn't want to abolish the police. I'm pretty sure. I don't think he said anything about defunding.
In the debates, he said that he did not want to defund the police.
Oh, okay. Well,
so my question is, how does that affect his viewership or his approval rating amongst these groups that want it in the first 100 days, thinking that he's going to be the end all be all to this race issue that plagues America?
I don't think it's going to do much because the opposition is Donald Trump.
I don't think liberals want the police defunded. I think that's more like a leftist thing to
like a SJW, social justice warrior type thing?
No. What do you
I
mean?
can tell you what I'd like to see him do in the first 100 days.
Go for it.
I think that in his first 100 days, he should make a legitimate push to do something about cleaning up the environment. It is something that needs to happen because we're going downhill again now that coronavirus is more or less, let's say we went down from threat orange and now we're on yellow. So people are out again and the pollution's coming back. So I'd say make the push now while you can do something to curb it and bring it back down to like peak corona times. And B, it'll also give him a positive message so that he can shift the, I don't know, like the news or the media standpoint from racial violence and the police and this ugly campaign that's been going on, and put it onto a new positive thing, showing that he's actually making a difference.
And that's something that affects everybody too.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
If his big thing is climate change, I don't think that's a successful presidency, to be honest. If he has 4 years where all he focuses on is climate change, I'd be okay with that.
I also
Yeah.
think though, like we have to, like he has to. I feel like one of the big problems with like a lot of these presidents is like they'll like set up a plan, but like the plan never either A gets fulfilled, B is very slow in like operating, and like that like kind of like yeah, it's great that he started it, but like you have to follow it through.
I think you can't set up a plan that's meant to be a long-term solution. You need to set up a plan that's a now solution and follow through
Well,
on that and
I
set
mean,
up the groundwork for someone else to continue it if that happens. But you have to do something now, not
yeah, well, I mean the whole climate issue thing though, that's a long-term plan. That's like not a
I
immediate.
disagree. There's one thing you could do that would knock out a ton of the pollution.
What?
A gas tax. Fit like 30-cent
Oh.
gas tax on every gallon.
Dude, absolutely not, because we don't have the
Elastic.
we don't have the infrastructure to even remotely even shift most of the US fleet away from gas. That's just
Yeah.
actually stupid.
That is why it would force them to move away from it.
What about the amount of time it would take for an electric vehicle to be produced and the amount of back orders you'd have? You'd be waiting years for a car, maybe
Literally,
multiple
Tesla's
years.
literally building their second super factory right now.
They
It's
only
supposed to be
make
done by the end of, like,
140,000
next year.
cars a quarter. There's 370 million people in the United States.
And how many of them are too old to drive or too young to drive?
Dude, but the thing is, raising the price of gas wouldn't affect anything. People are gonna get their gas no matter what. The gas was $5, and people still needed to put gas in their car. The price of gas isn't gonna affect the demand enough to like do that and have a meaningful change in like pollution.
I disagree. I think a gas tax would seriously hurt the wallets of the people that it needs to hurt the wallets of.
New Jersey implemented a gas tax and it went from $1.90 to $2.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like put a 30 to 50-cent gas tax on every single gallon of gas.
Who's
Sean,
wallet?
but we
That's-
just-
Go on. Can I say something?
Like hurt everyone and move away from the natural gas.
Sean, we just don't have the infrastructure to move
Go
away
ahead,
from
Christian.
gas right now. But Christian, you go ahead.
Well, Sean mentioned saying to like, what did you say about like hurting like the people that?
It would hurt the people in the wallet that need to be hurt, because if they're losing money because no one's buying gas, then they're gonna have to switch over what they're doing because no one's gonna buy cars.
Okay, so who? What group is that? What group is that though? What group is that?
That's everything.
Okay.
Everything we do runs on gas. It would,
Okay, well,
it would shut down power companies. It would force different types of fuel to be found. It would shut down our dependence on foreign oil, which is half the reason we've gotten into a war since Vietnam. Every single war we've gotten into, or conflict, since they're not technically wars, has been because of our dependence on foreign oil.
So do you think that if there was a gas tax implemented, it would further increase wealth inequality?
I think it would hurt a bunch of major companies that rely on natural gas to power a lot of their
I
stuff.
think it would hurt the middle class and the lower class the most.
Well,
And
you'd see it there the most on a daily basis, but it would force the companies to change too.
no, it wouldn't, because you're still going to have people buying the same amount of gas, regardless of who it is. There's still going to be demand. That's not the problem here. Now you're just upping the amount of money that they're charging for it. The demand is still going to be there. People are still going to pay for it. And also these companies that you say are going to be hurting from it, like let's take ExxonMobil, for example. They literally have an entire sector of their business that is dedicated to creating clean energy solutions. So when they have to transition, they already have like their foot in the door. But there's no government incentive to force them to transition. And a gas tax to transition that right now, when there's like literally like zero infrastructure in the United States to transfer to clean energy, would literally just crumble the economy.
Yeah. I mean, I know that the like moving towards like electric vehicles, could be a good thing, but I don't know if that's something that's like in the near future. But I know that California has a goal of like putting 5 million electric vehicles on the road by 2030. That's a very optimistic plan. I think judging by like, how California is, it's maybe possible, like in the people that live there. But I don't know if that's something that you could shoot for everywhere, especially like in more like industrial cities and stuff and states.
All right, so I agree. I think that if Biden does something positive, oh Eric, you want to say something? I was gonna transition to
Yeah, I was
something
just
else.
real quick on that. But like the thing we have to remember is most of the pollution doesn't come from like cars. It's like
Yeah.
all these factories.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So, like, these zero, like whatever Tesla's doing with these zero emission factories, that's like a way bigger deal than electric cars.
yeah.
So do you think that companies want to make themselves more energy efficient and more clean?
I
Not
think
yet,
they
it's
do
not
it if it
profitable.
means extra profits. They're not going to do it just for fun.
I mean, like Luke said, I was unfamiliar that Exxon had like their foot in the door, like they were developing like a program of this
Mo-
sort.
most of the big energy
I
companies
would
do,
imagine
because
so. I'm not surprised.
they know that the shift to clean energy is going to happen eventually, but they're still profiting off of all their mining for natural gas and petroleum, that like there's no real push to really develop that infrastructure very quickly.
Yeah, they're not
So
just gonna stop.
yeah, exactly. So they're moving like at like probably like a turtle's pace right now, very slow.
That's
Um,
why I think instead of like punishing companies for using like natural gas, we should like give subsidies to companies who are like energy efficient.
that would be a decent idea. What kind of incentive would that like? What kind of incentive would you give?
Well, we already have it. I think we could like make it better, like because I know a lot about Tesla. So like for example, Tesla, since they have like create zero emissions from like all their factories, they get like a huge like every quarter they get a ton of money from the government.
They get tax write-offs. Eric's big corporate tax guy, but they let him just write them off. And this is why Tesla pays 0% in corporate tax.
So before like we dwell too much on like Biden and what he'll do, let's move into if Trump wins. What would Trump's America continue to look like, or what would it evolve into? Anyone want to get started on
No
that?
idea. It could
Really?
it could be more of what he's been doing, or he could be like, oh, like I have no reelection like to go for. Like, I might as well just fuck everything up.
Usually, most of the stuff that like presidents do that like could be more controversial are done in the second term, because they're not going up for re-election at that point. So they just kind of do whatever they want, as long as it gets passed, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the coronavirus is pretty much going to stay the same. He's going to be talking about vaccines and everything. That's really not going to change. Is he going to secure more funding for his border wall? Maybe he finishes it. Maybe he doesn't.
Whatever happened to that
The
thing?
biggest waste of money
Yeah.
I've ever seen the government spend money on. And this is why I argue that the government doesn't know how to spend my money better than I do. Because the projects like that.
Everybody who voted for him in 2016, build a wall, build a wall.
They're all pieces of shit for that.
I think we need strong border security, but I think we need strong border security, but like a wall, dude, like they literally should just put like a fucking ladder over it.
You want to know how most people illegally immigrate into this country? Overstaying visas. It's not jumping a fucking wall in Mexico. Like this is not the problem.
It's also on planes and boats, not over a literal wall.
So, what issues do you think that Donnie would continue to tackle? Or like what would his next 100 days, if he's reelected, what would they be like?
Dude, like the thing is, his whole campaign was I'm not Biden, so like no one knows what he wants to do. Like literally he has no plan, or if he has a plan, he hasn't told anyone.
I personally I expect that he'll try to replace Obamacare in the first 100 days. Supreme Court is already I think there's a hearing for that pretty soon. So replacing with his own healthcare plan that no one seems to really know much about. But yeah, so whereas who said it? I think Luke said that the more presidents take more controversial stances in their second term. Again, as Eric said, I don't really know what to expect. Who really knows at this point? He's very unpredictable. I've seen a lot of different sources say that he would just let things be, and not push for certain things, not as much radical change. I can't remember what it said that what he would kind of leave alone, but obviously replacing Obamacare would be a big thing. I know that he drafted up the Platinum and American Dream Plan. The Platinum Plan is for African Americans in this country, and the American Dream Plan is for Hispanics. You can find that on the internet. It's basically says how they're going to catalyze success for those two minorities. I know that Trump had a strict ban on travelers from Muslim countries. So I wonder if he would continue with that stance, especially with his diplomatic success in the Middle East too. I think that to be honest, that's actually we all know that Nobel Peace Prize doesn't really mean anything, but that is what he's up for nomination for, for being a catalyst for improving relations in the Middle East. Yes, John.
I know you're probably going to tackle this issue when you begin the international version of Everything in Moderation. Look out for that.
Yes.
Christian's leading that with a whole new group.
This week,
you'll see us pop in. But so my question is, do you think that he's going to do anything? Let me rephrase it. Do you think that no matter who wins, whether it's Biden or Trump, the president, whoever it is at that point, will do anything about Armenia and Azerbaijan / I don't remember who else is with Azerbaijan.
It's Turkey. I really couldn't tell you. Trump does his usual Armenians, very good business people, yes. And that's great. It's good that you're giving them that those kind words, but do something. Either president kind of has to do something, because, and especially about the Uyghurs in China, you're literally watching another Holocaust unfold, but people are more worried about who's going to be the president here. And I think that there should be more attention to that and Armenia as well, because it's just broad daylight, just direct human rights violations.
Hey, but you know what? The UN will sanction them, because that usually works.
You see that the Turkish lira, their currency, has already fallen to astronomical lows. I think it's one Turkish lira is equivalent to 1 cent here, which is the exchange rate wasn't bad, but
bro. So
So
based,
I wanted to bring this up real quick. So DC is actually preparing for a chaotic result to this election. It doesn't matter. I think they assume that whoever wins, there's going to be some chaos. And a lot of businesses on like main strips are boarding up their windows and everything, just preparing for the worst to happen. How do you guys feel about that?
I mean, I've been saying this for months. All my friends tell me I'm crazy. I think I said what I say, 10 to 15% chance there's like a large scale, like violent, like outbreak after the election. I still stand by that, probably 10 to 15% chance that there's like people shooting each other in the streets legitimately.
I think the only way that happens is if Trump wins.
I disagree.
Liberals will go crazy.
Dude, they'll just cry and protest like they always do. If Trump,
No,
but the
I
thing is,
think-
if Trump like is, go ahead.
I think if Trump or Biden wins, the Trump people are going to complain on social media and be very loud about it, but they're not actually going to do anything.
Could not disagree more. I think the exact opposite is going to happen.
So you think that
Because especially if Trump loses and he's like, "Yep, nope, this is like rigged. Like I actually won," and then all his people are like, "Oh, like he actually won. We have to go fight for him and like prove to him that he won," or something stupid like that. I don't know.
Luke, how do you feel about that?
That's what I think. Go ahead. What?
Yeah, I think there probably will be something if Biden wins. Just because the Trump supporters are like, dude, they would like probably like stand outside the White House throwing like stuff on the lawn and stuff. Like I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised for either side. The thing that I'm mostly upset about is that why do we have two, like, it's basically two sides of cheerleaders that like just it's more about like if their person wins than continuing.
I think I agree. I think there will also be stuff with Biden with like all like dude like all these like SJWs are just gonna fucking like cram the streets and everything.
To Biden's credit, though, he did say that he would tell his supporters like just not to riot or not to do anything.
Yeah.
Like just allow it to go peacefully.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the best way, but like that, like him just saying that, I mean, isn't going to
doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna follow it.
But. And like I said, I don't think it's going to be the majority of the people that go out. Like if Biden loses, I think it's going to be the people who are like, who would be like the like. Obviously, you have to be like kind of like violently minded to go out and like do like stuff like that. So it would be like those kind of type of people.
Does anyone have any like final thoughts?
Vote if you didn't vote.
Yep.
I'm about to rip up my ballot.
Luke loves to tell people that his vote
doesn't matter.
If you don't know why Luke doesn't vote, go back to like episode like 4 or some shit. I'm pretty sure he said it in that one.
Oh, I said it in one of the episodes. If not, just click on them all. We get another view.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Everyone will see this on Wednesday. We probably still won't know who our president is by then, but
no cap. When is the election supposed? Like, is it the 3rd? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Oh, it's the 3rd.
Yeah. So,
wow, that creeped up on us pretty fast.
It did. So,
I think the thing I'm most excited for is to stop seeing political ads during the commercials for football.
Yeah. All right. We'll end it at that. Have a great week, everybody. Try to keep sane.
The Steelers 7-0.
Yep.
That.
All right. Well, stay tuned for the international episode later this week, everyone. Have a good one.
Peace.
Bye.